It was the spring of 1970. The Beatles, the Jackson 5, Simon and Garfunkel were all over the radio, and Richard Nixon was the president. May 1st, at his direction, in secret, the United States began a bombing campaign in Cambodia, dropping over 500 tons of explosives over the jungle over the course of the operation. There was a huge backlash. This came only a few months after Nixon announced Vietnamization, the slow withdrawal of American troops from the war, the opposite of JFK's Americanization in Vietnam back when this whole thing started. So this bombing really established the mistrust in the Nixon administration. Protests broke out across the country. One of the protests took place at Kent State University, with escalating violence among the protesters around campus. On May 4th, around lunch hour, the protesters were met with the National Guard. Tensions escalated, and guardsmen at some point fire into the crowd of unarmed students, killing 4 and injuring 9 others.
The guardsmen opened fire on the students.
67 shots.
The shootings shocked the nation, sparking a wave of student strikes and further intensifying the opposition to the Vietnam War and the anger at Richard Nixon. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country in California, Neil Young was playing in a band called Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, who he'd been playing with for about a year. He read the newspaper one day about the massacre at Kent State. The famous haunting photographs that we all know stunned him. So he quickly wrote a song out of a burst of emotion, capturing the outrage and sorrow felt by everybody across the country. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young got together and recorded it just days later, releasing it as a protest single on June 19th, just over a month after the event, while it was still fresh in everybody's minds. The response to Ohio, especially the stark lyrics, was immediate and powerful. It resonated deeply with the anti-war movement, and the song became an anthem for young people across the United States who were protesting the Vietnam War and government violence, capturing widespread anger and grief. Despite or because of its raw political message, it faced a few radio bans, but it still gained significant airplay and commercial success. The poignancy of the lyrics and the urgency of its release turned it into one of the most powerful musical responses to government violence in American history.